everybody, it's Cavi Wonders back with another video. Today's video is just going to be me going over what's in my medi box. So my medi box is what I use either daily, medically, or as an emergency. So although the supplies in here are relatively low right now because I'm still waiting for my critical care to come in, because I had ordered it and I got an email a week later saying it was out of stock, and then they got another email a couple days later saying that it was in back order, so they ended up refunding my money, and then I had to order it on another site. So that site said that it's between a week and 2 weeks for delivery because it was also kind of, I guess it's a big season for people getting that or something, not sure. But for people who don't know, critical care is for guinea pigs that are either not eating, have trouble eating, or need to put on a lot of weight. Well, not a lot, but, you know, it's a healthy amount. So, without that, this is just the basic things that I have. I keep it in this Tupperware container, and I put the lid away already. I generally don't even bother to keep the lid on because there's nothing too terribly dangerous in here. So, the first thing I have is this mixing cup, which is what I've been using to mix the critical care for Twitchy when he needs it. So, it's obviously still a little bit of a mess. It's got to be washed up. And he gets critical care twice a week just to ensure that he's getting the proper nutrition because he is handicapped. The next thing that I have in here, which might not seem like a medical thing, is this brush. Now, this brush is, I swear by this brush. And this is for the bunnies simply because this helps me if they get fleas when they're outside, because I don't believe in treating rabbits with flea treatment. I just think that it's incredibly unhealthy and not safe. So I use this, and when I brush them out with this, it picks out the fleas if there ever is any, but it's very rare that they do, but that's really good to have, especially during the summertime. The next thing I have, and these are my favorite of all of them, are these nail clippers. And the reason I like these is because it really does the job that it needs to do. I've had maybe 5 or 6 other types of nail clippers, and I've thrown them away. Honestly, because I might have spent between $10 and $20 on them, and they don't do nearly as well as these ones do, and I only paid maybe $8.99 for these ones, but I'm sure you could pick them up cheaper somewhere else. But these are really, really sharp, so you need to really be careful, because these are sharper than most nail trimmers for small animals. The next thing that I have in there, and I have 2 of these because I go through them really quickly, is artificial tears. Now, people think, oh, well, why do you need artificial tears for guinea pigs and rabbits? The reason for this is mainly like a very situational thing, is since Twitchy has a paralysis on his left side of his body, he can't properly blink, and so I have to give him these every 3 to 4 hours, and I give him 3 drops of it to help moisten his eyes, or else they will dry out. So that's why I have these, and I go through these really, really quickly. And this is just the Walgreens brand, and it's just a 15 ml little bottle. So, and this is really good because I'm able to give him that. And these generally, they're made for people, but my vet recommended that I just go to Walgreens and pick up the artificial tears. Now, if anybody else has an issue where they need to use something to moisten either guinea pig, rabbit, small animal of any kind, make sure you get artificial tears and not lubricant, because lubricant can have gels in it that can be really harmful to small animals. You want to make sure that it's the artificial tears. So, the next thing I've got in here is I always forget what these are called. It's a syringe. And this is to feed Twitchy his critical care because he won't really eat it very well on his own. And this, I can't remember what size this is, but this is a Monoject 412. So it's a generally fair size. I got this from my vet when I got the critical care at first from them. But then I found it so much cheaper to order it online. So, but this is what I've been using. I put hot water in it to clean it out. So. And you can generally get these online for between 50 and $1, so 50 cents and $1. The next thing I've got, and I've got quite a few of these, or actually, I probably should go through this. I've got another smaller syringe here, and this is just the 1 ml syringe. And this is more like to administer specific medications in smaller doses. Not very good for critical care because the critical care gets gunked up in there really easily. So I do not recommend that for critical care. The next thing I've got is the Pediacare Gas Relief. Now, people who feed their animals broccoli and Brussels sprouts and cauliflower don't understand that rabbits and guinea pigs can't properly pass gas. And so, if you really are feeding them in high quantities of those, they will end up either getting a specific kind of bloat or they'll just get really, really sick. So Pediacare helps them to pass any kind of excess gas that they can't secrete on their own. So this works really, really well. And I suggest that you put 1 ml of this in every 4 ounces of water. And you can do that on a daily basis if you want to. But if you have an emergency and you can tell that there's some form of bloat, this will really help to clear it up or help to sustain them until you can get them to the vet the next day. What you do then is every 3 hours you take this kind of syringe here, the little one, and right up to the 1 ml mark, which is right there, you just stick it in, you open this. Hold on. Well, anyway, you open it, you just suck up to the 1 ml, and you have to force feed it because most guinea pigs and rabbits do not enjoy the taste of this because it's kind of gross. And the reason that this is really good is it's simethicone based, and that's pretty much the only ingredient. It is the only ingredient in this, really, but that's what the vet would prescribe you anyway. And if you were to go to the vet to get it, it would cost you between $20 and $30. But this is just $5 at my local pharmacy, and they said it's perfectly fine at the vet as well because they believe in homeopathic remedies, I guess, more or less. I'm not sure what to call it, but yeah. So I recommend everybody have this on hand as an emergency in case maybe they get into some kind of a gassy vegetable of sorts. The next thing I've got is a styptic pencil, and the reason I have this is on occasion my fingers will slip and I'll cut their fingernails just a teeny bit too much, and to stop the bleeding, people think it's gross that I do this, you lick the tip or you just dip it in water and then you hold it on. So that way it stops the bleeding and it helps to relieve the pain for them. And you can pick these up as well at Family Dollar or the Dollar Tree for $2. And it's No More Shave or something like that is what they call it. It's just a styptic pencil. People use them, animals use them, and they're just pretty cheap if you get them through that way. Otherwise, if you went to Petco to get it, it'd be like $10 or something like that. Maybe $8.99, I'm not sure. But they come in a package of 2 if you get them at the dollar stores, and they're still the same thing. The next thing I've got is a little tube of erythromycin. Now, the reason I still have erythromycin, I can't even say it now, erythromycin, is because when Harold was here, I needed to use this to clean his eye out because he had it was just a mess. And this is what the vet prescribed, was the erythromycin. And this is good for, let's see. This is good for another 8 months in case I need it. So that's good. But I don't think I'll need it because Twitch generally doesn't need this. But it's good to have. So when the expiration date comes around, I can just throw it away. And the last thing that I have in my care box is the Ecotrition Vitasol. Now, this is a high-potency daily liquid supplement for small animals. It really only recommends it for guinea pigs and rabbits. And my vet recommended this to me, and this is what I give Twitch, along with another vitamin supplement. But if your animals aren't eating their recommended specific food intakes, this is really good to put in their water to help boost any nutrients that they may not be passing. So if you see that your rabbits or guinea pigs aren't eating their cecal pods, it's really important that you give this to them so that they are getting the nutrients that they weren't getting because they weren't properly digesting their cecal pods. And it's really, really good because some rabbits, they just won't eat their cecal pods, and that can be relatively dangerous. And sometimes your vet will give you prescription strength, things like this, but yeah, so I just recommend that. So now that I've shown you my medi box, I just want everybody to know I'll put some links down below to some websites where you can order certain things that you could put in your medi box at a relatively fair price. And in the description, I'll also link or say why that item is good to have, and if I don't have it, because a lot of things I don't have right now, because a lot of my things expired, and with the critical care it was on back order, and it was just a big mess there. But I will just link down below some of the things that you can get for a fair price, because you do want to start making a medi box, because it's just really important to have that, because that could be the difference of your guinea pig or rabbit making it through the night and then to the vet the next day, or not making it. As sad as that is kind of how things can tend to be. So, but I will leave a link down below to all the things you should have in your medi box over time. So yep, if you liked this video, please like, subscribe, and leave me a comment on another video you might like to request or anything like that. So yeah, bye everybody.